Welcome back to the channel Coin Collectors and Treasure Hunters. Today's video is all about two Canadian pennies that many people ignore, but collectors are paying big money for. We are talking about the Elizabeth II 1-cent coin from 1999 and the 1-cent coin from 2000, both without a mint mark. Let's get started. First up, the year 1999 holds special meaning in Canadian coinage because it marks the final years of the copper-plated zinc era, before major composition changes and before the eventual discontinuation of the penny in 2012. That means the 1999 1 cent sits in the late modern era of Canadian bronze coinage, tying together decades of tradition going back to 1858. Even though millions were minted, the number of preserved uncirculated examples is significantly lower, as these pennies were still heavily used in commerce at the time, so the coin represents the transition between the classic bronze era and the beginning of the end for Canada's small denomination coins. The obverse of the 1999 Canadian penny features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Dora da Pedro Hunt, introduced in 1990 and used into the early 2000s. This portrait shows the Queen wearing a more mature expression and a softly detailed hairstyle, symbolizing stability and continuity. The inscription Elizabeth II DRG Regina surrounds the portrait, translating to Elizabeth II by the grace of God Queen. On an uncirculated coin you will notice sharp edges nowhere on the cheek or hair, full brilliance and mint luster that reflects light across the surface like freshly pressed metal. The reverse shows the classic maple leaf twig, Canada's signature design for their penny since 1937. Designed by G. Kruger Gray, the maple leaves symbolize national pride, natural beauty and Canada's long-standing identity. On uncirculated 1999 examples, the leaf veins, twig texture, and edges appear sharply struck with absolutely no flattening. Even slight red or red-brown toning can enhance the beauty and desirability of the coin. The date 1999 appears boldly at the bottom with the word Canada above it, completing the elegant and iconic cent design that Canadians grew up using for decades. The 1999 1-cent coin is composed of 98.4% steel, 1.6% copper plating, forming what is commonly called copper plated steel, weighing 2.25 grams with a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. This penny feels lighter than earlier bronze versions. Uncirculated examples maintain full mint luster and sharp rims, meaning they were never exposed to circulation, where even tiny scratches are minimal if the coin has been properly stored in a mint set or protective holder. These characteristics make uncirculated examples considerably more desirable to collectors who focus on late-century Canadian coinage. Millions of 1-cent coins were minted in 1999, so raw numbers make it appear common. However, the number of true uncirculated pieces are much smaller. Most 1999 pennies entered circulation immediately, meaning their original mint shine disappeared quickly. Finding bright, uncirculated pieces today often requires looking through mint sets, hoarded rolls, or carefully preserved collections. As time passes, such preserved examples will continue to become scarcer, especially now that penny production has ended and many people melt, discard, or bulk sell their old copper-plated steel cents. Here is the part every collector wants to know: the value. A 1999 Canada 1-cent no mint mark in uncirculated condition typically sells for 25 cents to $1 Canadian for standard uncirculated examples, $1 to $3 Canadian for high-end UNC or brilliant uncirculated pieces, $5 plus CAD for coins graded MS65 and above. While the coin is not rare, the premium lies in its condition, and collectors pay more for fully red, untarnished, mint fresh pieces in rolls or mint sets. Values can increase depending on the overall quality of the collectors appreciate the 1999 penny because it represents the modern end of Canada's Historical 1 cent series it is. Affordable, visually appealing and easy to store, making it ideal for both beginners and advanced collectors. Uncirculated examples offer the charm of brilliant red shine, smooth surfaces and clean design features. The coin also appeals to those building full date runs from the 1990s, assembling Queen Elizabeth II portrait sets or collecting pre-discontinuation pennies. Its cultural value tied to the everyday life of Canadians makes it emotionally meaningful as well. If you are enjoying this detailed breakdown, complete value, design details, history, mintage analysis and long format numismatic storytelling, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell and join our community of coin enthusiasts. Your support helps us create more high-quality videos on world coins, rare varieties, Canadian cents, US treasure finds and special era coins. Give the video a like and comment below which Canadian penny or world coin you want us to cover next. Your suggestion might be featured in the next upload. To wrap up, the 1999 Elizabeth II 1 cent Canadian coin with no mint mark and in uncirculated condition is a small yet a meaningful piece of Canada's monetary history, though modest in market value today, ranging from 25 cents to $3 Canadian depending on quality. Its significance lies in its charm, preservation of national identity and role in the final years before the penny was retired as uncirculated pieces gradually disappear from collections and circulation. Well preserved examples like yours will continue to gain collectible interest. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more deep dive numismatic videos. Next up, the year 2000 falls into the transitional era for the Canadian penny. The Royal Canadian Mint was experimenting with alternate planchets and cost-saving materials, and production was enormous. Although the penny continued to circulate for another decade, 2000 sits close to the end of the modern small cent era, so collectors treat these final decades as the last chapter of a historic series that makes uncirculated survivors more appealing than common circulated examples, especially to collectors building last decade datesets or full portrait runs of Elizabeth II. Obverse, the coin carries Queen Elizabeth II, the Dorada Pedro Hunt portrait used in the 1990s-2000s era with the expected legend around the rim. Reverse, the classic maple leaf twig by G. Kruger, grey, bold and instantly Canadian. In an uncirculated example, the portrait hairlines, the maple leaf veins, and the rim denticles should look razor sharp, the kind of detail you only see when a coin was never spent. A key fact to know: 2000 pennies can be struck on copper, plated steel and some zinc. Variants exist. The Royal Canadian Mint lists the 2000 specification as steel plus nickel plus copper plating. For many strikes, that means some 2000 cents are magnetic steel cores and some earlier small cent years use zinc-based cores, so a quick magnet test and a careful weight check help identify the planchet. If you're describing or selling an uncirculated piece, note the composition, because collectors care about whether a coin is the steel a plated or zinc a plated variety. Mintage numbers for the 2000 no mint mark penny are huge, around 771.9 million, so raw survival numbers are large, but the proportion preserved in true uncirculated condition is tiny in practice. That means while you will see many 2000 pennies in circulation or bulk lots finding a bright spot-free fully lustrous UNC example is much less common than the mintage figure suggests. High mintage, many coins but very few pristine survivors. Let's talk money. For a regular uncirculated 2000 cent no mint mark, realistic market pricing today typically falls in the $0.75 to $2 Canadian range for raw UNC pieces. That's what recent price guides and online seller listings show for common UNC grades. MS62, MS64 sites that track dealer prices and auction listings also show that certified higher grades and premium red or perfectly preserved MS65 examples can push. Hire some specialty listings and dealers show. MS65 or better commanding. 2-digit prices so. Modest but non-zero premiums for UNC Serious. Premiums only at high certified grades. If you think you have an uncirculated 2000 penny, inspect it under bright light and magnification. Look for full mirror like or satin. Fields with no flattened. High points crisp hairlines on the Queen's portrait, sharp leaf veins on the reverse, a clean rim with no dings and minimal to no contact marks. Watch out for storage marks and bag abrasions. Many raw UNC coins have small handling. Marks from rolls or packaging. If it looks exceptional, consider photographing it against black and white backgrounds to show luster and then comparing it to known graded examples. Grading is worth it only when the coin is a candidate for MS65 or better, or if it has an eye-catching red-brown hybrid that could command a premium for typical UNC coins in the MS62 or 63 range. The grading fee often outweighs the market bump, so most hobbyists sell raw unless the piece is exceptional. If you suspect an elite specimen near MS66 or a flawless MS65 road, then third party grading NGC, PCGS, ICCS can unlock far higher prices through buyer confidence. Keep uncirculated cents protected. A clear capsule archival mylar flip or a mint set slot is ideal. Avoid PVC flips or poor adhesives that can discolor copper plating. When selling, include high resolution photos of both sides with good light. Note the core material, steel versus zinc if you have tested magnetism, and list any tag like brilliant UNC red or the exact grade if slab buyers pay more for clear, verifiable condition data and reliable photos. To summarize, the 2000 Elizabeth II 1 cent no mint mark in uncirculated condition is a modestly valuable but increasingly collectible modern penny, typically worth about 0.75 Canadian dollars to 2 Canadian dollars for raw UNC examples with substantially higher prices, only for certified top grade or premium red survivors. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash the like button, subscribe for more mint style coin breakdowns, and drop a comment telling me whether your 2000 penny is copper plated, steel or another variant, and I will help you evaluate it further. Keep hunting those small coins. Big stories live in tiny pieces of metal.